One more drink, one more drink. You know in the morning for sure we gon' stink. One more round, one more round. It's 5 a.m., you pricks, the barkeep frowned. This is what we do, catch up for a few. We'll riff and talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2. Talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2.
Let's rock.
Woo, that's the Al Bundy. Let's rock. Remember that?
Al Bundy, man. Classic.
Did you watch that?
Oh, sure. Great one-liners, man.
I know. Ron Levitt, like he said he made that show and he was like, no one will ever watch this. It's like it canceled in a week. It did like 9 seasons.
Great. I mean, dude, that's like the all-time great come in and be a great character. Jefferson. He replaced the character and became more popular than the guy replaced. That never happens.
Oh, Ted McGinley, the handsome guy. Yeah, he was good. Darcy was good. Applegate, Peggy was good. Katie Seagal is on like 10 shows now.
Still hot.
Still hot. So milfy with the high hair and the weird heels.
Yeah, the new show though it's such a networky show. It's
I
like a lawyer whose name is like Hunter or something.
Yeah, I hate when they do that.
Her first name is Law and her last name is Hunter. And you're like, all right.
Yeah, first name is Law, her middle name is and her last name is Order. You're like, all right, we got it. A little on the nose there, CBS. It's Truman Show was he's True Man, and then the director was Christoph, like Christ. It's like, come on, it's so on the nose.
It's funny when people do that. Yeah, I mean, dude, this has been one of the best weekends I've had. Maybe in a year.
Maybe. I mean, the comedy club's opening, seeing the pals, and the weather all came together.
So you got back. Did you work on Friday? You did a cellar spot Friday, right?
I did. Yeah, I knew a couple people would flake, and I jumped in. So I got all the. I forgot to put avails in because I'm never here on the weekends. I got all the people who didn't show up. I got all their spots.
Yeah, cellar was amazing. So those of you that don't know, New York comedy clubs opened up on Friday, and my first spot at a New York comedy club in over a year was Jerry Seinfeld dropped into Gotham.
That's right.
And he went on before the host because he wanted to be the first comedian on stage. It was a meaningful night to him and to all of us, obviously.
Sure.
But it was cool to see Jerry be like, this is important. It was cool to see him feel that moment.
Yes.
And it's fun to go on after Jerry.
Of course. And they're already amped up now. Like, it's not going to be a bad crowd now. You saw Seinfeld open, then the host, then you. So it's actually kind of a sweet spot. Yeah,
it was nice, man. And then Cellar saw some of Louis. Ray Romano was there tonight. I heard Rock was there. I missed him. I heard Amy was there. I missed Amy, but
I saw Amy. Yeah, it was great. Just seeing the people go ape shit when she went on stage. You're like, oh my God, we are back. Like, these people are seeing celebrities. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's happy. Everybody's drinking. McDougal was popping. Love it.
It's a great feeling where you're like, I'm so grateful. It's important to be grateful, you know, and then the host does like 3 minutes before and you're like, come on. Just bring me up.
So true. I know. It's amazing because like, this is just our normal life that we did for 10 years. And then now that it's back, we're like, oh, it's amazing. This is our life. That's just what it is. And we're like, this is incredible. If you take away anything, you take away a toothbrush for a year, a toothbrush is going to be amazing.
It feels like you went on a break with like your soulmate. It's like your soulmate's like, we need some time. I need to find myself. And you're like, all right. And you're just for a year, just having the saddest sex of your entire life. You're miserable. You want to kill yourself. And then she's like, get back in here. And you're like, yes,
yeah, I'm back. I'm finally going to get my balls licked again. But can I just say that back to Married with Children, and then we'll get back to the comedy club because that's big stuff. But
please,
if you watch, first of all, Married with Children got a ton of like feminists hate it. They got all these horrible reviews.
No, ma'am.
No, man. Everybody hated, my mom. She's like, "How can you watch this? It's
My mom
degrading to
hated
women."
it too.
Yeah. And I was like, "I don't know. I'm 9. This is hilarious. The guy's a shoe salesman. He's looking at tits all day." But it's so funny how people work because we just keep going back to the simple shit. Like, look at
Yeah.
TikTok. It's like girls dancing and then like horrible comedy videos that are so broad, so basic. Like a girl bends over and a guy's like, "Damn," and then she gets up and it's a man, and you're like, ah. We just keep going back to the primitive shit every time.
Well, I've said this a million times, but ancient Greek comedy, 400 BC, Aristophanes, shit like that. It's rape, dick, and fart jokes.
Exactly.
They're making the same fucked up jokes we still make. There's a
Yep.
reason they've lived on.
Yep.
I mean, Lysistrata, that's the famous one. That the men go to war and the women won't fuck them until they end the war.
That's great.
I mean, that's like that could be made today. That's fucking funny. That's
funny.
still funny.
It's still
But-
funny. Midgets, farts, sex, dicks. You're right. Poo. It's funny.
That was such a politically incorrect show, even of its time, and it knew it. And it's so funny. I mean, he would just come in and say shit like, a fat lady came into the shoe store today, and everyone would cheer.
Yeah.
Almost in the way Dangerfield's like, I was with a girl the other day. She was real loose. How loose was she? It was like they were winding up the studio audience.
Yes. Old Dangerfield joke I used to love. I'll tell you, my ex-girlfriend was fat. How fat was she? Well, I would drop a drop of water in her belly button. It was an echo.
My favorite was from Meet Wally Sparks when he goes up to a couple making down the dance floor. You two should go get a room. Then he walks up to a fatter couple making down the dance floor. You two should go get a warehouse.
That's a great joke.
That's a great joke.
That's a great joke. Oh man, but
Married with Children was classic though. It was a classic. And you rewatch it sometimes, and some of those one-liners are gold, man. Just a miserable married couple.
Yep.
Living in the past. He was a high school star athlete. There's so many. So that's the thing is he's an asshole, but his life is shit. So you kind of have to give him that pass. He works in a shoe store where he gets abused all day. His wife never sleeps. She is hot though. That's the funny thing.
I know.
That they had to like kind of make her look ridiculous, but you're like, she's still kind of hot.
Definitely hot. The daughter was hot. And then I love the whole gag is he hates his life. He hates his kids. He hates his job. And all he wants to do is sit on the couch, watch TV with a beer, and put his hand in his pants. That was the big joke, the hand in the pants. He did that in the place went, woo!
It's so good, man. And
so good.
And the whipped husband, like you didn't see that on TV a lot. The power woman with the arm candy husband,
right?
Who was
short
worthless.
haircut. Yeah, so true. Good point. Yeah,
it was
great.
like that versus Roseanne. It was kind of like those were the two kind of like trash shows that were beloved.
I mean, Roseanne though, that was actually like a really good show. I think.
Yeah,
it was the first time like a fat family was on TV and they were trashy and poor. That was great.
Yeah, man.
Norm Macdonald wrote on that.
Did he really?
Oh yeah, they had a lot of funny writers. I think.
Damn. Yeah, that was classic. I was more of a Married with Children guy, but I definitely respected Roseanne.
I was too. My parents watched it, but like 90s had some solid. I mean, we had Seinfeld and Friends was big. It wasn't my favorite show. And Will and Grace, you rewatch, it's not great.
No.
But
Simpsons though.
Simpsons, come on.
Will and Grace. Yeah, I never really did it for me. Acting's great, but it's not my cup of tea.
No, it was so theater. And speaking of Norm Macdonald, he had one of the best points I ever heard. He's like, this show is supposed to be like progressive and supporting gays, but they're just laughing at the gayness of it. Like he'd come in and go, I got a date tonight, and all laugh. And you're like, he's a gay guy, got a date. Like, what's the joke? Like they're just laughing at him because he's gay, I guess.
It was just big to get that many gay characters in a sitcom. That's the thing. It's like it's still, what was it, NBC? It's not like they're going to take like an edgy take on it, you know?
Yeah, totally. But Jack, whatever, that guy was such a talent. Sean Hayes, that guy is
He's
funny.
incredible. Yeah.
But he would come in and go like, I got new jeans, and the audience would go crazy. And you're like, that's not even a joke. He's just laughing because he's gay and saying it like a gay guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, that was the night. I mean, we had a couple of killers, couple great movies, great music. Ah,
Sandler, that was the rise of Sandler and Jim Carrey, and
yes,
that
yes, and
was
like all the Tom Hanks, Spielberg joints, all that shit. Pulp Fiction. Woo! All right,
Boogie
here's a
Nights,
Boogie Nights,
Fargo,
PTA, Fargo.
Lebowski.
Ah, even like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which is not our cup of jizz, but you can
Never
see
saw it.
it was an independent movie and it just blew up. That was back. Even like Sex in the City was a good show.
It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I saw Charlotte in a diner once. Kristen
Ooh,
Davis, beautiful woman. And
beautiful.
I was probably 7th, 8th grade. I was in with the basketball. We were in our basketball shorts, and I said, "Oh, I've seen your show." And she goes, "You're too young to have seen my show." And I said, "Oh yeah, well, then how come I know your husband can't get hard?" Huge laugh in the diner. She
Whoa.
laughed really hard. I was like, "Hell yeah!"
How have you never told me that? That's an amazing
I don't
story.
know. I don't know. I thought you froze.
No, I was literally frozen. Holy shit, that's
She was
incredible.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that show is like, it's funny. It's coming back, but without Samantha. And you're like, how do you do that shit with that? She was the wild card. You can't do the show without
Yes.
the wild card.
She's the Kramer of that show. She was the weird one in the comic relief.
It's just funny because if they do Seinfeld, Kramer's probably not coming back. So
That's true. That's true. That show is edgy too. Like if you rewatch it, they're like, Samantha almost fucked a black guy. They're like, woo, that was close. You know, like shit like that where you're like,
Jesus.
damn.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
I
wild.
saw a bunch of those. When that show weirdly provided comfort on the road. If I would be, if I'm like scrolling in the hotel and I miss
Yeah.
New York, and I'm like, oh shit, TBS. That's all
Right.
TBS had, was like, back then at least, it was Sex and the City reruns, Family Guy reruns, and like the worst created shows of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
Every
that's
show
true.
was like one woman who has like 3 guy friends, and she's like, "Oh, you guys, I'm cool. I watch sports," and you're like, "Oh,
Right,
geez.
right.
Who is this for? Who is
I
this show
know.
for?"
I drink beer. I'm wearing a jersey and a baseball hat. Yeah, that's so true. But every now and then TBS would have like a Back to the Future marathon. They play Shawshank
Yeah.
Redemption 4 times a day, or Casino, or Breakfast Club.
It felt like a friend who had great taste and stuff, but then when he was like, "I want to tell you a joke," you're like, "Fuck, all right."
Yeah. Just stick to telling me the Carlin bit.
Shawshank's a tough one not to watch if it's on TV. Is that what's your, if it's on TV, you're watching it movies?
I mean, I'm a Casino. I just always watch it, no matter where it is. All the Scorsese, Breakfast
Casino's
Club.
so
I'll watch.
watchable for sure. It's like a 3-hour violent music video. It's kind of
Yes,
and it's every character is so hateable that they become kind of likable.
I know. I love it. I love that fight in the desert where they're like, "You motherfucker, you Jew bastard, you piece of shit," and he's like, I knew you shouldn't come out here," and it's like real. It's so realistic. They seem like real friends. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude, Pesci's so good in that movie. Frank Vincent, right? That is That was
Yeah.
James Woods.
Oh, Sharon Stone, Don
Sharon Stone was
Rickles,
so
Alan
hot.
King is in it. Yeah, so hot.
Fuck, yeah, Rickles.
Kevin Pollak.
Damn, a lot of comedians in that movie.
A lot of comedians. Yeah, it's Vegas, baby.
Love it. And then, you said Breakfast Club too, for sure. That's
Yeah, No Country for Old Men. That was on HBO a lot for a while, and I would watch the last 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes. I mean, I no matter where it was, I would watch it.
Yeah, the Coen brothers are kind of, you can't do wrong.
Yeah, they had a couple of rom-com things.
Bardem is so fucking. Oh, I liked Intolerable Cruelty. I even liked that one. It was fun.
I like
It was
that one because Clooney's so damn charming.
He's got that Cary Grant thing, man. He's the
Yes.
best. But dude, Javier Bardem in No Country is so fucking scary.
So scary and so good. That damn cow thing with the fucking. Wait a minute, are you drinking non-booze?
No, I got a hot Todd, dog.
Oh, nice. I was worried you were going sober on us.
No. It's hurting me. Just for the record, I do have some sort of reflux going on right here, and I'm still powering through for the pod. So
All right. What do you got? A hot toddy? What is that? Bourbon and honey?
I just did hot water. I think you're supposed to do lemon juice, but I can't take that for the acidity. So I just did bourbon, water, and a little honey. Yeah.
All right. I love the gentle alcoholic. I can't take the acidity. I'll just have the poison.
What do you got?
I got the old fashioned. Couple of ice cubes. You know
Oh no,
how it
Manhattan.
is.
Manhattan, I
I'm
thought you
sorry,
were doing.
Manhattan. Jeez, you're right. I'm
Because you got
drinking.
from the courier.
Fireside cocktails, baby. They sent us a bottle of Manhattan, and I'm not a huge mixer guy. You know, you get the margarita mix or the Bloody Mary mix. I want to make my own goddamn cocktail, but this shit tastes damn good, and it tastes like a Manhattan.
Yeah, well, they sent us that, and they sent the Negroni too, right? So,
Yeah, I'll
so
do
it's
that
just a
next week.
bottle, but it's just mixed.
Yeah,
It's pre-mixed. You just pour it over ice.
with the bourbon in there already, and I wish I had a garnish, but I get worried these bottles, they come real sweet sometimes, and this ain't too sweet. It's fucking perfect. So well done,
Hate it.
Fireside.
Hate it too sweet. You know what that would be nice for is a green room. You're on the road. They just
Yes.
I mean, you know, especially if you're in like a theatery type venue where they don't have a bar,
Yeah.
just have one of those in there. That's
Good
fucking
call.
nice.
Also, it's good if you're a single chap and you got a couple of hookers coming over or a couple ladies, whatever it is, and you just go, "Oh, you want to? I'll make you. I got the best Manhattan in the city." And you go in the kitchen, just they think you come out there with a real cocktail.
It's nice. You don't have to buy all the ingredients. You can just, I mean, I love making a drink. I do love kind of do it, but this is kind of a nice, you know, it's a nice alternative if you're lazy or you just, you know, exactly got a woman over, you don't want to have her waiting for too long. You just get it going.
Get it
Keep it
going.
on
Yeah.
You can keep it in the fridge. You just pour it over. You just have it straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it tastes that good, and the bourbon's already in there. It's not bad. I mean,
Maybe I'll try that next week.
you try it. I'm gonna do the Negroni.
I love making my own Manhattans is my only thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's all about the ritual. It's like I had a friend who loved rolling joints. He wouldn't even maybe
Yes.
take a hit, but he's, I'll roll it. Yeah, or the guy at the grill, I'll do that. I got it. I love that
Oh,
guy.
Love that guy.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. The guy's like, I'll drive. You're like, great, you drive. I'll drink.
You drive, I'll drink. It's a fucking
I don't want to.
the
I don't
quote
do
to
the
live
work
by.
part.
What? So you're drinking the Manhattan? You're a Manhattan guy. You like a good Manhattan?
Oh yeah, it's got that just touch of bitterness and that kind of blunt flavor. I love it.
Just like us, man. Just a little bit of bitter, but
Yeah.
but also very sweet.
Yes.
What?
Here.
Give me a peeve, man. What's going down?
Oh, we're going right to the peeve, huh?
I mean, I want to break out an email in a little bit because I love hearing from the people, but
Yeah. Well, I had this one. I'm not going to say who it was, but this is a real cum guzzler, and it kills me every time. And I try to accommodate, but all right, you know when you have a plan and somebody goes, "Hey, can I tag along?" and you go, "Yeah, sure, tag along," and then they change the plan. I hate that.
Ooh.
So, just to give you a little context, I was like hanging out with somebody, and I go, "All right, well, I'm starving. I'm going to hit Chipotle." And he goes, "Ooh, I'll go with you." And I go, "All right, great. Let's get Chipotle." And then we're halfway there, and he goes, "What do you think about this place?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to Chipotle." He's like, "Let's go here." And now I'm like, "Well, I thought we were going to Chipotle." He's like, "Let's go here. This will be better." So I went there. I'm a coward.
What place did you end up going?
We went to like a Shishi Manhattan taco place.
Damn, you know they're Al Qaeda. These people, you know, because they Al Qaeda they hijack planes. This motherfucker hijacks plans.
Ooh, I like that. That's big.
I hate a plan hijacker. They're the
That's
worst.
big. Yeah.
You came along for the ride and you went another way. That wasn't part of the plan.
I know you suckered me into the hang, and then you shifted the plane right into the second tower. You're right. That's a hijack. That's ISIS.
It's a hijack, man. Oh, that pisses me right off.
I know. I was like, yeah, I was resenting him while eating these fancy $18 tacos.
Damn. So wow. So he just picked a different Mexican place. It was the same type of thing. You had a meal in mind.
Yes.
And he took that from you.
Completely. And I was like, okay, like, cause he was like dead set on it. He saw the place and it just hit him like a ton of bricks. And I was like, all right. Like he wanted his thing more than I wanted mine. So I gave in, but I shouldn't have. I should have said, I'll meet you outside with my burrito bowl.
I hope it was a close friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good egg. Good guy. that doesn't hurt the relationship. But I remember when it happened, I said, I'm writing this down for the pod.
Isn't that funny? I'm more alert of shit when someone does something that bothers me. It doesn't bother me as much because I know that I'll at least get the vent about it here.
Right. That's so true. Even when a horrible thing happens, I'm like, at least it's some fodder.
Remember when we were real young in comedy and we would just bitch about something in the business for like 45 minutes straight on a street corner at 2 a.m. And then we just both at the same time be like, all right, good vent.
Yes. Oh, so true. We'd spend hours on a corner. That's all we needed. We'd freezing our tits off, just talking about one booker that didn't respect us.
And they're probably a fucking bar back now. That's the funny thing.
But that's why you got to do it, because you don't want to be the bitter comic. At least just get it out with your friends.
Get it out.
And
I got to get it out with you, so I'm not talking to some stranger and Dayton, Ohio, and I'm like, this fucking guy. They're like, who is this guy? He's so angry because I didn't get it out. I got it out. That's what you got to do.
Exactly. You got to get it out. And how about when you start shitting on a guy and they go, oh, dude, that's like my best friend, or that's my roommate, or that's my writing partner, and you're like, oh God,
that's the worst.
The worst. And you go, I was joking. I love that guy.
I've done that before, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing is like the people, like the close friends you have that, here's a peeve I got. So the close friends you have, like we can shit in each other and it's kind of good and peaceful and silly. And when you get someone ball busting you, you want it to be from a place of warmth. Bad ball busters, whether it be someone who just shits on you in a way that's like a little too real or mean,
yes,
or if it's someone who's just not that close to you, so you're like, is he fucking with me?
Yeah, that's bad.
I got a middle finger across the room from someone I'm not that close to recently, and I was kind of like, I don't know, are we closer in your mind, or are you just telling me to go fuck myself?
Yeah, and the middle finger was never that funny. I mean, look, we've all done it in a photo just to be cute or whatever, but I don't know, the middle finger, I get nothing from that. It's not a twist, it's not a turn, it's just like, it's funny because it's mean. That's not enough for me.
It's got to be a real close friend for me. It's got to be someone who I know is saying fuck you because I know they love me.
Right.
It's got to be like Joe Mackey or someone doing it to me.
Yeah.
If it's someone whose personality is like, who's so bubbly that they're giving you the finger, then it's funny.
Exactly. He's such a cute little guy that when he does it, you're like, wow, it's like a 10-year-old doing it. That's funny.
A kid being vulgar is funny.
Oh, that's fucking gold. I mean, that's what the Little Rascals was, and Problem Child, all that shit.
Yeah. South Park.
Yes, so true.
So the bad roasting, or the people who just say mean shit to you, be like, what, you can't take it? I thought you were a comedian. You're just like, no, I am. I'm a comedian. Maybe that means that I have a decent, did you hear me shitting on myself on stage? I can make fun of myself.
Yeah.
It's that I thought you actually like hate me. That's why I'm being like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. And there's no joke to it. Like Ellen had that funny joke about, hey, nice haircut, idiot. And she's like, geez. She's like, well, I was just joking. Well, you don't know how to joke properly. We should both be laughing. That's an old Ellen back when she was fun and normal and straight.
Ellen had another great bit. She would say it to her PAs, die, cunt. Thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah. By the way, her ratings are through the floor. And
it's not that.
Again, back to my point, it all comes back to the primitive. Two guys talking on a podcast, maybe not ours, but some other podcasts, gets better ratings than her. Primitive.
It's weird. Maybe, I don't know, man. I think talk shows also, I don't even know if it's just her thing. I think like she took a break. I think the hiatus hurts you a little bit. And then talk shows just don't do as well. It's funny.
No.
Remember how much we would have to tinker these late night sets when we'd have to do talk shows, and they would be like, this word's better than this word, and you can't do this word. And now it's kind of the point where I'm like, I don't really give a shit if I do them ever again. I
had the same realization. Like, now that I'm selling a couple tickets on the road, I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I change my act and put on look, I like the old fashioned vibe of it, the tradition. I get it. But now I'm like, now that we don't really need it, it just seems definitely less alluring.
And certain guys JP at Conan was always so cool. He was always so easy he'd be like, if it was one joke, I remember he cut from mine. He's like, we can't have you wishing cancer on someone in a joke for Conan's national audience. I was like, that's a fair note. you know?
Yeah, no, he was fair. He got it. He got us. He let us be ourselves. But if we stepped over, he was like, "Look, it's still TV, man. Like, this is ridiculous." I
But
had
we
a
got
joke
away.
about-
We got away with shit though.
oh yeah. I mean, you had a blowjob joke out of the gate on one of them with the cabbie. You're getting a
Yeah,
BJ.
I probably shouldn't have done that joke.
That's a great joke. About
It was all
the
right.
driver, what is it called? The automatic driver.
Yeah, it was that's one I couldn't believe I got on, but I think
I
it was
know.
I think we got cocky to a point. Like that was a problem where at that point I was kind of like, let me just see if I can get this
Yeah.
on more than I like the joke.
Right.
But yeah,
I mean,
the
it's a
joke was something about a girl was
smart joke.
she was jerking me off in the back of a cab, and
That
a guy
was it.
said, you know, there's a person driving this car, and my angle was, man, that's like a great ad for driverless cars. You know?
That's great. That's why you're a good comic, because some guy will go, I got jerked off in a cab. It was crazy. This girl's a slut or whatever. But you had the driverless cab thing, driverless car, and you had an angle with it. And that's good writing.
Yeah, it was not my favorite joke. It was one of, I look back and I'm like, it might have just been too dirty for a late night. So sometimes they're protecting you in that way. Like this is a 5 p.m. audience in Burbank. And people will say like, why'd this joke hit harder? They're fucking tourists in Burbank at 5 in the afternoon.
I remember it hitting. I remember being like, wow, like I was on the road somewhere watching that joke, like, damn, that killed. And that was blue.
I love when we be on the road and we catch each other on late night or catch a friend on late nights. That's the most fun, watching a buddy just like you're in a hotel room and you're like, all right, they're good nights in this, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I don't know if this is, I haven't seen late night in so long, but remember it would be like, tonight on Conan, it's Will Ferrell, Whoopi Goldberg, and comedian Sam. And you're like, oh, you got to hear that comedian thing. Like, I know that guy.
Yeah. Fuck, I did love it. You were the first. I think you were the first one of my friends on late night. You crushed. Your Conan set you crushed.
Oh yeah, that was 2013. I was 29 years old. I was terrified. I was trembling.
You took Conan's tie and dabbed your forehead, and that pick was like a big thing.
That was a big pick for me. That was a big moment. He didn't love it.
I don't think so.
But I was just reeling. I was like on another planet. And I just like, give me that tie. Let's keep being funny. Let's see how funny we can be.
What did he say to you?
He goes, okay, don't do that, because his microphone was attached to it. So I think he was like, what are you, crazy?
God.
And then so after that, I was like, I got more emails about the tie thing than the bits, which was a little annoying, but I get it. So after that, I felt like every time I did Conan, I had to have a thing at the end, like a weird twist or a gag. So on one of them, I pulled out a 20 and I was going to put it in his suit pocket and tap it down. And I pushed out and I pulled the 20 out and I put it back in my pocket. He's whispering in my ear. He goes, you were going to do something with that 20, weren't you? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you're a fucking idiot.
Wow. Oh my God. That's fucking great.
It was lovingly, but he was laughing through his teeth. Like, you're a fucking idiot.
He's got to, on some level, respect it because he knows you look up to him. He must. I know he's a humble guy, but he must. So the fact that you're being that reckless on a moment that he knows is probably important to you, he's got to respect it on some level.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I grew up like, you'd see Gilbert Gottfried go on Arsenio and he would grab the camera and go, and you're like, that's what comics do. We get crazy out there. Belushi's doing cartwheels shirtless. And so I wanted a little taste of that.
But we're so not those guys. I mean, you have a little of it. I mean, you're such a pure joke comic, Right. You're such a pure joke writer, but that's hilarious that, you pussed out on the 20. It's probably for the best.
Probably for the best. Yeah. And on one of them, I pulled a headshot of him out and I got him to sign it while we were waving.
Wow,
so
really?
That was a little more respectful. I have that in my apartment. It's framed, of course.
Damn, he's such a nice guy too. He's such a legend.
The greatest. On my last Conan, I don't know, I did 8 of them or whatever. He came, he never came in my green room. I know all these comics like, oh, isn't it cool when he comes to your green? He never did that once for me. And then the last one he did, and that was nice.
Yeah, he did it once for me. He's not. I think other shows do that more. I don't think he really does it. But it's like you kind of get what. Well, you do that thing, and then they come in, and then it's like you have like 8 guests, and they're stuck, and they're just like, this isn't what. I bet if they knew it was just you, they'd come in more, but they don't want to fucking meet your aunt. You know, like
Good
it's a
point,
whole
good
thing for
point.
them. I remember Fallon came in my green room. It's like my whole family. It's like my
Yeah,
mom,
that's a lot.
my dad, my brother, my sister, my agent.
Yeah, that's a lot,
A
and
lot.
it's that's their whole job is to sit on a couch and talk to fucking Snooki, and now he's gonna talk to our aunt. That's just adding extra work.
Yeah. I remember one time I was on the road with Dave Attell and Jeff Ross years ago.
Wow.
And Dave, we're in the Borgata, and Jeff's room, his green room is like got like 40 guests. It's like family, cousins,
Yeah,
two
yeah,
people he met in a bar once, two guys, like a father and son he met at a bar, like literally
yeah,
swimming with guests. There's subs everywhere. Everyone's eating, they're socializing. I
yeah.
opened the door to Attell's room. It's like all the sandwiches are saran wrap, nothing's touched. He's smoking a cigarette. He looks up, he goes, "Hey."
That's a comic.
And Jeff Ross comes into the green room with family to introduce him to Dave, and
Right.
he goes, "Oh, this is my aunt," and Dave goes, "Oh, great, another aunt."
That's fucking perfect. I
I was
love it.
dying. But the thing is, Jeff knows what so he's dying. I mean, he's
Yeah.
laughing his ass off. He's like, he knows who Attell is, but so great.
That's just a perfect like microcosm of their personalities.
Oh my
It's like a
god.
window into their heads. It's great.
But yeah, I totally get it. It's like you're on the road. It's like you don't. I get tired on the road. It's like those meet and greets will
course.
take it out. They take it out of you. So I can't imagine running a whole show.
Oh, dude, I mean, not to be a cunt, but just being on the road sometimes that you're hungover on that Saturday, you got 2 shows that night, maybe 3 shows, and then the opener gets a little too chummy, and he's like, "So, how'd you get started, and how'd you learn to write?" And all that, and you're like, I can't do this right now. I gotta go on."
Yeah, it's tough because you get like I was that guy once. I feel like I knew to
Same.
shut up. I learned my lesson to shut up. I think, but
Yeah.
we've all been that like in a green room with I've definitely there were comics I looked up to and I'm like fuck I want to establish some sort of rapport here.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
be friendly with this guy, but I also don't want to bother them.
I mean, I have a story. I don't know if I should tell it about DePaulo, but, it was back in the
It's
day.
you and Nick.
No, it's a friend of ours and Nick. And this guy used to open for Nick, or he did once, and he was like, "So, Nick, how'd you get started? Like, what's your process?" And Nick's like, "We're not fucking chicks. We don't have to fake conversation." And the guy was
Wow,
like, this is like 2001 or something.
I
So then
heard that story. I heard
our
that
friend
story.
started opening for
Yeah.
Nick, and this
Yeah.
guy goes, "Hey, I opened for him once. He chewed me out for talking, so don't fucking ask him any questions. Don't do anything." And our friend was like, "Okay, okay." And then he opened for him, didn't say a word for like 2 weeks of opening. And Nick goes, "You keep your mouth shut. You do well on stage. Here's a bunch of more dates." And it worked out.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's an OG comic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I heard that once when I opened for Nick and we got along well because I didn't say shit.
Yeah.
And then
Don't say
he
shit.
came over and started chatting with me. I was like, oh, he's a nice guy, but
Yeah. I've noticed the chattier and the
Yeah.
more questions and the more ego on the younger new comic, the worse of a comic.
sometimes, yeah, I could
Sometimes.
see that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're kind of going over notes. They should be going
Right.
over notes, right? I mean, if
Yes.
you sometimes you shoot the shit, and I want to meet the people I'm working with for the weekend, so I'll
course, of
chat with them a
course.
little bit. But like, I mean, yeah, it's a job, man. I mean, we're
Yeah, yeah.
going over our notes, and I
Yeah.
like when I see a comic in there with a notebook working on their set.
Yes.
That makes me think like, okay, they're taking it seriously.
I feel the same way. I'm with you. All right. Speaking of taking notes and getting better at stuff, We Might Be Drunk is brought to you by Blue Chew. Maybe the worst segue of all time. Get more confidence in the bedroom. Blue Chew offers the
Yeah.
same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable tablet. I just got a riff on Blue Chew. I've taken it before. I did the whole thing where I called the lady and she approved it. They sent it to my house. It's amazing. I mean, this shit works. It works well and it works quick. And even if you don't know you're going to need it, just pop one. Pop one and go to the bar. You feel good. You're ready. You don't have that worry of like, I might go home with this girl. What if I don't get it up? That's all gone. You're like a kid again. You're like an 18-year-old, rock hard. Maybe gives you an extra inch if I'm being honest. And
Really?
Oh my god, because you're so hard. You're never that hard anymore. We're getting old.
You're going to the, you would take this going to a bar on the chance you would get laid. You don't think that's like there's something about Mary thing. You're supposed to rub one out before you go out. So you're seeing people as people.
Well, when I was a single guy, I would keep one in that weird pocket in your jeans that can't fit anything but a blue chew pill. You know, that little weird pocket inside the pocket. And I would just keep one in there. And if I started up a thing and I could get some vibes, you got her hand on my knee, whatever it was, I would take it then.
Damn,
I'm not saying it
that's
always
smooth.
worked out, but there was never that like, oh shit, I've had 7 tequilas. What if it doesn't work?
Well, if you
Always.
struck out, you did like a fucking honorable rub out in her name. So
Yeah.
either way, man. Yeah.
And it was like a 15-year-old kid rub out where you light a candle, you put on the porn on the big screen, and you get a big wigwam sock.
I'm glad you finished that and said rub out.
That's the name of our new liquor, folks. Rub out.
We got to go into that after this.
Oh yeah. So Blue Chew, they make everything in the USA. Everything Blue Chew prescribed ships right to your door in a discreet package. This means no doctors, no waiting in line, no waiting room. It's a licensed medical provider, and get your prescriptions all online. Tell them how, Sammy.
Oh, special offer for you drunks. Visit bluechew.com. Get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code DRUNK. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE chew.com. Promo code DRUNK to try it free. And I'm going to give it a shot, man. I'm going to try it.
Give it a shot. I'm worried it's so good that you won't go back.
I'm just going to get addicted to hard-ons.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about what you just mentioned. For you alkies out there, Mark and I were chatting at the Comedy Cellar last night. We want to make our own liquor. We might be drunk bourbon. We might be drunk vodka, tequila, whatever you guys are thinking is the best. We don't really, Mark and I think we're bourbon drinkers first and foremost, but
Sure.
I could be down for to make a tequila. That could be kind of fun. Maybe we get more women involved with that, right? I mean,
yeah. You double your sales. I don't know a lot of lady bourbon drinkers. Maybe it's just me, but I think you're right.
Even
I think women like the clear.
Yeah, and also, I mean, shit. The Rock, he's got Terramana, Clooney had Casamigos. This is the logical next step. I mean, A-list movie stars, us. This is what.
Yes.
So I think vodka or tequila could be great. I could be down for that too. I'm a martini guy for sure. I'll do a tequila. I'll drink fucking anything.
I agree. I love, we both love a dirty martini. I love a margarita. I love tequila on the rocks with a squeeze of lime, whatever it is, or a bourbon and soda, bourbon on the rocks. So email
How do we
us.
do this? That's what we'll put it in the subject, the liquor. And
Yes.
we might be drunk. We might be drunkpod@gmail.com. But yeah, we want to know how to do this because I think this could be a fun thing. We make our own booze. We start small, maybe some limited supply thing. Next thing we know, you're at the fucking bar and they're like, what kind of bourbon do you want? And you say, we might be drunk on the rocks. That's what I want.
Yes. I love it. Yeah. So tell us if you know a guy who does a barrel or whatever, or has a distillery somewhere and needs a new product placement, whatever it is, let us know because we want to have our own bottle. We want to bring it on the road and drink our own shit in Tampa or Denver or Austin.
That'd be so cool, man. Yeah, I would love that. That's because a lot of comics sell T-shirts. We should sell our own boot. Corolla did Mangria. We can do our own shit.
Hell yeah, definitely. And we could drink it while we do our pod. The people could drink it out with us out in the pod land. We all come together.
And we might be drunk. Maybe that's the name. Maybe it's not. We'll think. If you have suggestions for a name, we'll listen. But
yeah, this is all up in the air. All ideas, spitballing. So throw it all at us. But let us know if you think bourbon, tequila, or vodka.
Spitballing is kind of a funny name.
Oh yeah,
a spitball. That sounds too gross.
It's a little gross. Little elementary, juvenile.
Rather elementary. Should we read a P from remember, email us at wemightbedrunkpod@gmail.com. Also sign up for the Patreon as well if you're enjoying this for a bonus. Should I read one, Mark?
Yeah, hit me.
This is from GT Pet P. First off, I want to say I fucking love the podcast. Watch both your specials half a dozen times. Thanks also for turning me on to Nate Bargatze. That dude kills you. He's a great
Nice.
great comedian. This one is more specific to people who have worked in the food service industry. It drives me nuts when you people bring out food to the table and no one seems to remember what they ordered. Who had the cheeseburger? And then you just blank stares, looking around like an idiot.
That's
Apparently
good.
everyone got Alzheimer's. That is good. The same time, how the fuck can you not remember what you ordered? Drives me nuts every time. Love the show. Keep up the great work, fellas.
Oh yeah. Well said. Good call. I like that. That's so true. And I've seen that and then I've done it. You know, the guy comes up, he's like, "Who had the manicotti?" And I'm like, "So anyway, this fucking guy parked in my parking spot. Oh shit, sorry, you know."
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've done it too. But I've tried not to do it.
Yeah, I try to. And did you ever wait tables?
No, I did catering for a while. I never did actual
Interesting.
awful gig.
Yeah.
Gotta wear that monkey suit.
Oh yeah. And at least with catering, every gig is like, it could be a bar mitzvah, it could be a Elks Club, it could be an old folks thing, could be a family reunion. You kind of mix it up.
Yeah, but it's mostly just, it's always at night. It really
That's
killed
true.
comedy for a while. So it was never day shit. That really sucked.
Man, I waited tables for, I don't know, 10 years.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean that was like the go-to. New Orleans was all service industry. It was all booze and food. So like that was like the natural progression. You just, I'm 14, I'll go work as a waiter or a busboy or a bartender, and I hated it.
Fuck, man. 10 years.
The good thing about restaurants though is the wait staff is a bunch of psycho degenerate. We all fucked each other. We all did drugs. We all drank every night. You kind of hang out and you're like this weird group of misfits, and then you'd make a bunch of tips and then you go to the bar next door and spend it all.
Yeah, the getting fucked up with the staff is my favorite part of stand up on the road.
Yeah, and you get that old glimpse of it when you go back to comedy clubs and you go out with the staff.
I don't do it as much as I used to, but when you're a young comic, you drink it with the staff. It's fucking, it's a fun time.
It's great because you're in their world for a whole weekend. You're like, wow, this is what it's like in Indianapolis. This is what the people are like. And they're dirty and they're offensive and they're fun and they're smoking and they hate their kids and they hate their house and they fucking hate the man. They're, fucking Bill. Bill's the worst. I fucking hate Bill. I shouldn't have fucked him that time. You know, it's great.
You get it on the drama for sure.
Yeah.
Nowhere does standards and practices seem more insane than when you're just hanging out with food service people who will just say fucking anything.
Anything. They get yelled at all night and they have to put a smile on it. So when they get off shift, off the clock, they are just pirates. One lady puts her leg up on the table. You see the ankle band from the, she's on house arrest or whatever it is, all that shit, C-sections and black eyes, who knows?
That was us early on, and stand-up too is like, it was miserable gigs that we'd have to smile for.
Oh, so true. So true. And that's what was tough about the pandemic is you went back into that for a second. Like, I'm in the park, I'm on a roof, I'm in a parking lot getting my ass kicked, but you just got to push through.
Got to push through. You want to read another peeve?
Oh, yeah, going? Sure.
What do you got?
I got Skylar Lutz. I'm a guy, and here's my peeve. I'm a guy. I'm a guy, and here's my peeve. Yeah, great name. Skylar's cool, but then he lets you down with Lutz.
Lutz is like 30 Rock, man.
Lutz?
That's the cat. You never watched 30 Rock?
Yeah, who is that? Is that
Lutz is he's the writer on the show.
The bald guy?
Who's he's in the writer's room. Judah, Toofer, and Lutz.
Yeah, Toofer, by the way. You could never do that now.
Nah.
Yeah, Skylar Lutz. I'm a guy, and here's my peeve. Women on first date who tell you they want a man who knows what they want, but then keys your fucking car when you tell her she's not what you want. Shaking my head. Peace, Skylar.
Jeez, this is a personal peeve.
Yeah, this is clearly a specific woman he's pissed about.
They tell you, so they tell you what they want in a man, but then they
Yeah, hold on, let me reread that. A woman on a first date who tells you what they want. They want a man who knows what they want, but then keys your fucking car when you tell them you don't want them.
Jeez.
That's kind of funny. That's a good point. Yeah, like he's like, I know what I want, and it's not you.
Yeah, that's a weird thing I've noticed on dates is like if you don't want to see someone again, sometimes they react in a crazy way. Where they react in a way where
Yeah.
they're like, fuck you, I thought you were a man. You're like, I told you.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
that is true.
I've been blown off by women. I'm just kind of like, take the hint. I don't know. Like, what do you
Well,
what else do you do? It's so weird. It's weird when they're like, because that happens. I think dating's tough. I think people have a hard
it's
time
tough.
out there.
It's tough.
So, and you meet a lot of bad people. So,
Yeah, there's a reason a lot of people are. Some people are single.
but I talked to a close friend of mine, female friend, who, when, you know, she's with someone now, but when she used to date, I remember we'd like, you know, we'd swipe Bumble for her and we'd like look at the men. She would do it for me too.
Yeah,
And I remember she would meet guys. She's very attractive, and she would meet guys who, if she didn't want to see them again, they were so angry. They were like, "What the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
What the fuck's your problem?" And it's like, I don't want to be with you. That's not a personal.
Of course.
I guess you're taking it personally, but it's like you could be great. I've met people that are great that I don't want to be with. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean you're not great.
Just not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but people do get mad about that, and it's almost kind of babyish. And I think, and this sounds like a bit, but I think a lot of guys get hurt up front. You know, like you ever see that guy who goes up to hit on a girl and she's like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. And he's like, fucking dyke or whatever, fucking lesbian over here. You're like, she's not into you, man. Or she has a boyfriend. Like, relax. Don't hit her. Take it easy. And then I've noticed after you sleep with a girl, she becomes that guy. Like if you sleep with a girl and you're like, I'm kind of good. I don't want a relationship right now. And I'm not looking for anything real. They're like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Da, da, da. And you're like, I just don't want to be in a relationship. Like,
Well,
I didn't do anything wrong.
That's if you use Blue Chew. See, that would have been a good segue. But no, for real. Yeah, you're right. I think there's something about, I mean, the power shifted. They know that they have something that you want.
Interesting.
Right. And they're keeping the guard. And this isn't all women, obviously. I'm not generalizing, but
and
like,
it's not all men.
but they know that they know a lot of guys are using those apps to just get laid.
Yes.
So that's why they're like keeping how many profiles do you see were like not here to hook up, which by the way, it's like, I've been on dates where they're like, you are not getting laid tonight. I'm like, you're the one who keeps bringing it up, by the way. I haven't brought it up.
That's when you know you're getting laid, by the way.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, you're not getting laid. Do you want to come back to my apartment? I'm like,
Right.
Are you sure?
To not fuck. You're like, okay.
To not. Okay.
Right.
They change into lingerie. You were not getting lucky tonight, mister.
I've had all this. This is happening.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, yeah, there is. You're right. Though. Yeah, I think it shift. There's been a shift once you've gotten laid.
But why
men
can't
biologically are more invested before they have sex, and women are more invested after. I think that's supported by science. I think.
I agree, but how come we're the bad guy? Just because you're upset doesn't mean I'm wrong.
I don't know. I think it depends how you go about it. But sometimes you just get someone who's just like mad. I mean, sometimes you get people. Sometimes you get people at a bad time. Like sometimes I'm just not there yet, and it has nothing to do with the woman. Like I can meet someone awesome, but sometimes I'm just not over the last person. You know?
Yeah, but also, I mean, just to back it up, it's kind of sad that there's a power shift after you have sex. Like, I don't know. Why don't you? I mean, is that it? Just the sex thing? I don't know. This is going to sound insulting.
I think it depends. What's going to sound insulting?
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely people that I've like slept with and I've been like, well, I want to sleep with you again. It's not, I think sometimes they still have the power. I don't think it's always the case, but I think once a guy knows that he got that, they become cocky. They become a little cocky. Like, I'll give you an example. My friend, I had lunch with my friend this weekend, and he came into the city. He's staying at the city right now, but he came in to meet this girl for brunch. And I think they've hooked up before. So he just assumed they were going to hook up. And I was like, you tried so much harder to get laid before with her.
Yes.
You were taking her to nice dinners.
Yes.
You took her out for breakfast and you thought she was just going to invite you back. Like that. That's all I'm saying. You're not trying anymore.
Right. But here's
Well,
my
I think
question.
that's part of the shift too, is once you've gotten it, like you're doing those nice dinners, then what's date 3? You want to watch a movie at my place? Sex becomes kind of the goal.
Of course. Oh, it's definitely the goal, but he did something to get laid. He won her over. He impressed her. He was charming. He was whatever. He had a funny story. He was funny. He was great, intelligent, whatever. What did she do besides the sex to keep him? That's my point.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think,
that feels more equality-ish to me. It's like, yeah, you both got laid, and now he's over it. But what are you doing to hold on to him? Like, I have an old joke about like, this is when your shit kicks in, ladies. After you sleep with a guy, you gotta bring on the charm now.
That's kind of the interesting thing where like when you see it switch, it's kind of funny. Like I'll give you like an app like Bumble where the women have to make the first move, and then you see some of the corny shit they come at, and I'm like,
oh, it's horrific.
I'm not gonna act like I haven't said some bad openers, but like I've gotten some turds. Okay, I've gotten some that I'm like, you're hot, and I still can't write back because this is brutal. This is brutal.
I've had to say, how's your Tuesday going? Oh, that's it.
I'm fine with that. I'm talking about like a overly like a ridden shitty one. I don't care. Like, how's your day? That's fine. I
don't like how's your day.
Why? It's an icebreaker.
It's so stock. Like this is your opener. This is it. This is your big shot. This is your elevator pitch. How's your day going?
Maybe it's not an elevator pitch. Maybe she's writing 10 of them. You know.
Well, that's that too. But like, let's say you go up to a girl at a bar. She's a beautiful woman sitting in a bar. You go, how's your day going? If she was like, I don't know.
That's fair.
I'd be like, yeah, good point. That was a bad opener.
Well, good point. That is a good point. That's not a great opener.
And I'm not saying I need a big opener. I'm just saying like, this is your chance, your shot, your first app where you're the first initiator. It's a big power shift, big cultural shift. That's it. Come on.
But someone tries too hard, I'm put off. If it's too much, if it's too much effort, if someone just hits me with a sup, I'm like, ooh, she doesn't give a shit. I'm listening.
Yeah. Well, you've got some stuff with that too. You like a real I don't want to, decent woman here. I want a tortured.
I like a real see you next. How's your Tuesday?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, that's
but sup is interesting because you're like, now I'm intrigued.
Something very like lowest effort ever.
Yes.
I do think, but don't you think there's some women out there who just want to fuck? I mean, I think there's some women because you're saying like they lose the power. Maybe they keep the power because they were good and they know you want to come back for more. If you're a great restaurant and I buy a slice of pizza there and it's a damn good pizza, you don't lose your power. I'm like, fuck, I want to get more pizza.
No, I'm with you. I'm completely with you. And that's great too. I'm all for like anti-slut shaming and all that. Like, let's all fuck. That's all we're here for. Let's do it. It feels
you had a classic
good.
one. You had a classic slut spit. Your slut spit back in the day.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm all for that. But I don't know. Nikki Glaser once confided in all of us. We did a live podcast, and she was killing. By the way, she's so funny, like off the cuff. She killed.
Yeah, incredible.
And she's a killer. She's a beast. But she was like, we were talking about sex.
She could be like a female Howard Stern type. She's got like that ability for sure.
Great on radio, great on stage. She's got some great jokes, but she's so loose and comfortable, and she keeps it real, which I feel like a lot of people don't do. And she was saying how, look, it's just biological. When you fuck a lady, they feel this weird connection because in your mind, subconsciously or whatever it is, you're like, oh, I'm reproducing with this guy. Like we're going to have a kid together and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, live together, whatever it is. But like, that's what your brain thinks because we're all cavemen and women. So like, we're all animals. And as men, we forget about that. We don't have that.
Don't you also think the person getting penetrated is just like you're literally getting more of an imprint of the person?
Of course.
Like, don't you think it's more
inside you?
You've been inside them. It is more emotional.
Yes, whether it's a lesbian or a gay. I mean, a woman, straight woman or a gay guy, like you got penetrated. Like Michael Che used to have this great joke about, he's like, I don't want a gay kid and I don't want a daughter. People are like, Jesus, like, I just don't want any of my kids getting penetrated. It's like a great twist. And it makes sense because it's traumatizing.
I like a setup that sounds ignorant, and then the punchline sounds like it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You bring them in, and then they love you on the way out.
But I think that there must be truth to that. Just
Of course.
you're getting fucked.
Yeah, yes. Which is where the phrase comes from.
Yeah,
I'm getting fucked by my boss.
Yeah, it's like I got fucked by this guy, and you're like, yeah, you got fucked by him. That's what happened.
Right. And yet, then there's that weird thing with sex and women where they're like, dominate me, call me an idiot, pin me down, choke me. So you're like, this is all very strange.
That always scares me,
Yeah, my gal's into that shit.
Really? That scares me.
That's fun. It's fun to you play the role, you go with it, you get wrapped up in the moment. It took me a while. I was not good at it because we're such comics. I could just feel like people making fun of me. I'm like, yeah, you dumb idiot. How do you like that? You retard. I didn't know what to say, but she's like, come on, be mean.
I do different role plays.
Aha.
Yeah.
What do? You go the other way. You're very nice.
Guy who comes really quickly and then goes, I'm sorry. I was doing a character. I thought you liked it.
Well, I see jizz there. I commit.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's got their shit. Everybody's got their thing. Things turn people on. Like, I'm not into that. Like, I had a girl try to choke me once. I was like, please stop that.
Yeah, it's not really my thing.
No. Did we ever get your peeve?
My peeve? Oh, the middle finger thing. I got a couple.
Oh,
I wrote a couple down. I got more. Let me see what I got.
Oh, please hit me. I love a peeve.
This is one. When people are late, but it's deeper than just this. It's more than just people being late. It's rude. Like I have a friend who'll be like 30 minutes late for something, and he'll just be like, and I'll be waiting on the street, and he's like running late, and I'm like, yeah, I know. You're just telling me what I already know. Like, tell me when you'll be there is what I want.
Yes, we know you're late. Give me information.
You're just giving me. It's like, hey, you're giving me confirmation that I'm like, I'm aware. I know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, that's
annoying. A peeve. Punctuality is important. I don't want to say.
All right.
I'll tell you afterwards. Yeah.
I've been the late guy many times, and I learned just text before you know. Like,
well, but you always text.
You got to text. And it's scary. And I get this guy because when you text, you're like, oh, he's going to be mad. But it's still less mad than they would be later.
Yeah, I just try to be punctual. I realize, like, I put a lot of shit off.
Yeah.
So that's where I get screwed a little bit. But
do you really? Like the gym or writing or
everything? Yeah, and I want to do stuff when I want to get a quick, exercise in or whatever. But
I'm the same way.
I want to have new bit. Then I'm mad that I'm at the cellar tonight. I didn't have enough new jokes.
Right. Isn't that funny how that works? Like, I'll sit on the couch and be like, I got to write today. I got to write. All right. It's 2:00 now. At 3:00, I'm going to write till 4:30. And then my gal will come in and be like, hey, we should get lunch. And I'm like, oh, this fucking girl. I'm trying to write here. Yet I'm on the couch in my underwear, playing with my balls.
Oh, Bundy, man.
Yeah.
Do you get the lunch or do you not do that?
I get the lunch and then I go, hey, I make her feel bad. I'm such an asshole. I'm like, I was supposed to be writing, but I'll go to lunch with you. And she's like, oh, geez, sorry. And I'm like, I could have just said no, and I got to write, but I passive aggressive did.
You're a people pleaser.
I know, but then you end up not pleasing them because now I'm at lunch being a cunt.
Yeah, because you're in a crank. I do that too, though. I'll say yes to things and then I'm mad. So I've gotten better at breaking plans for sure. Where I just am
good.
like, I just say I don't want to. Seinfeld did a whole bit about how none of us want to go to your wedding, and I was like, it's nice to hear that.
That is nice, yeah.
None of us want to go.
I saw Mulaney live doing his Comedy Central special. What was that? New in Town.
Great.
I was such a big fan. I got tickets. I went to see it at the Skirball Center, and his opener was that just the fact that you're here is a miracle. Like doing nothing is so much easier than doing anything. So thank you. And I was like, wow, that's such a great opener because like nobody wants to do anything, and you guys showed up here. I'm butchering it, but it was really funny and poignant and a great way to open a special.
Yeah, it's very self-aware.
Yes, yes. Canceling plans is like heroin. He had a whole thing. It was great.
It does. It's so true. Isn't it weird? Hey, just like my whole day. You know why? Because you cancel plans and it just represents potential. Your whole day can be anything. It's
Ooh.
like getting a new joke book. You're like, I'm gonna write some good shit in here.
That's a great way to put it. Holy shit, that's perfect. It's potential. Even though nothing will probably happen, it's potential.
It's potential.
It could happen. It's like a lottery ticket. Nothing's going to happen, but it could.
It could.
That's
exciting.
exciting.
I love when you look at an open day, you get giddy, right? When you're like, I don't have to do like I love doing this podcast with you, but when I look at like a day when I have nothing,
no, nothing better.
Nothing better.
And you do the least amount of shit that day, ironically.
It's weird. I don't even like there's some days where I don't even watch a movie. It's so like I'm like, can I at least accomplish nothing?
Right.
I do less than nothing. I'll like stare at a fucking screen. I'll stare at like a fucking CNN screen or New York Post screen or something. I'm like, I'm doing nothing.
Yes, that's so true. I think because a lot of people, you get those guys who are like, I'm bored. What are you doing? I'm bored. I'm like, I am not bored. I can find a million things to do. I got too much shit to do. I can tweet. I can write a joke. I can play the piano. I can watch a movie. I can go on the roof and read. I'm never bored. Who are these bored people?
Yeah, bored people. It's weird. I was talking to someone the other day and so my buddy Seton Smith, and he was like, I was like, man, I'm hungover. And he's like, well, you write a lot of jokes. And I was like, oh, that's a good way to look at it. It's like you're burning your brain out. You're kind of like, I need to shut it down for a sec.
Yeah. That's true. Some people we don't think like that. We're constantly guilty. I should be doing more. I should be putting up more clips and writing more jokes, but
I feel guilty, but then I don't do enough though. I still don't do enough.
You see, you did it. You just did it again.
But I don't, man. I'll do like, I don't know.
You're the most prolific guy out there. You just did a special, then you did a roof special. Now you're working on a new hour. Most people have put an hour out in that time.
It's nothing. I got nothing in this new. Unless you're coming to see me on the road, in which case it's very strong. And no, it's just taking so fucking long to figure it out. And like I feel like I'm out of shit to say. It's fucking exhausting.
I'm the same way though, man. I catch myself doing a bit tonight at the Cellar that I did pre-pandemic. I'm like, you can't write a fucking new joke in that year of the pandemic. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm yelling at myself while on stage in front of 50 people.
Yeah, I did two like short ones that were from I did 3 one-liners that were from the Roof special tonight on stage because they were just so stiff. I'm like, let me just take some surefire ones to get the ball rolling. And I was mad at myself. They're all short jokes, but I was fucking mad.
Same. I'm such a cunt to my own brain. I was on the rooftop tonight. I did a joke from my first album because I was like, I need something that'll hit. It's quick. This is bulletproof. No one's going to ever heard this joke. And one guy in the back goes, wow, it's so weird. I was listening to your first album the other day, and I remember that joke. I was like, wow. He caught me. I'm a cunt. I suck.
So weird. Busted. Know. Yeah, I'll do some. I did it's such a weird thing, but I did a thing on Clubhouse, and it was like for Passover. It's whatever. It'd be fun if we did something on it together. It'd be fun if we did like a joke thing on it. Could be fun, but
that's not
overall.
Bad.
It's like whatever. Doing stand-up on there sucks. It was called like Night of 1,000 Jewish whatevers, and it was like Scott Rogowski was on it, Jeff Garland, a bunch of Jewish people were on it.
Good lineup.
It was fun, yeah, but the idea of it's fun. It's hilarious. I'm like, let me just do Jew jokes. I'm doing old jokes, and I'm doing okay. And then I do one joke. It's a newer joke, and they go, "We don't laugh at disabled people." I was like,
oh man,
neither do I. You're misunderstanding the joke.
Yeah.
I told my mom the joke and she laughed. She's like, that's not offensive. I'm like, my fucking mom doesn't find this. And my mom she turns her nose at a lot of my shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's not offensive. And it's like, man, people are so fucking, there's like a type of person that's like, they want to be on the right side of history rather than the fucking, they want to like laugh at a joke.
Totally.
And it's like, look, we all do. We all want to be on the right side of history,
Of
but
course.
check that shit at the door. No, this isn't hate speech, motherfucker.
I
These
know.
are jokes.
I'm not a politician. It's a comedy show you signed up to come to. Like, get out of here. And it's only comedians who take this shit. Like, a movie writer who does a disabled thing isn't like, oh, get the script writer, get the director. It's only comedians because it's coming out of our mouths, so they believe it. It drives me crazy.
We're fucking, our purpose is to make you laugh. It's fun. I did a pedophilia joke tonight that killed. I felt so good because it's like when a joke like that kills, it's like they trust you.
Yes.
And they like you. You know what I mean? Because there's something about, by the way, if a pedophilia joke doesn't hit, you know who doesn't laugh at pedophile jokes? Fucking pedophiles.
Good
Those
point.
are the people that probably are like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable right now.
Totally. And I'll go so far as I tweeted tonight after
If it's a good joke, I'm not saying laugh at any pedophile joke. I'm saying it's a good joke.
Any joke, laugh at if it's good, but don't laugh at it if it's bad. Pedophile, toothpaste, whatever. But I did a tweet tonight. I said, after a show, white audience member, that black joke was appalling. Don't ever do it again. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's 2021. Get your shit together. Black audience member, that fucking joke was great. I loved it. Do more black jokes. I'm a little hurt you didn't do any more black jokes. And that really happened to me. So I tweeted it. But it's a symbol of this weird white lady thing where they're like, hey, don't do that joke that's offensive to black people. And you're like, the black guy liked it. So I know you think I'm a racist, but you seem more racist because you're telling him what he can hear.
Yeah.
You're like some weird little dictator. Let him tell me.
Yeah. No, we could talk about this for 10 hours. That's why I said, but all, the Cellar was pretty cool tonight. It's pretty cool to be back at the Cellar. New York comedy, man.
Great. Everyone, like, even Liz, the manager who we love, and she's hardest working person at the Cellar, hands down. Everybody loves Liv. She's the real deal. And she has some life in her again. She's got a purpose. She's running around. I mean, she was born to run that club. Yeah,
it's so true. It's the best club in the world, man. It really is.
It's great. It's 4 rooms, sold out.
4 rooms.
Killer.
Pretty special. Great to see SC, the booker, the Cellar. Special.
I still think we should do this show when shit comes back. We should do this show live, not live, but at the Fat Black. We should. This is the Fat Black right now, folks. If you're in Milwaukee,
the only problem is just we'll figure it out later. But like it might be hard to shoot. People are hanging out there. There aren't enough places to hang.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pull it off. But when things get back to normal,
2 p.m.
I could do that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can have a day cocktail. We're adults.
I'm down for a day cocktail. I do like drinking at night better.
I do too, of course, because we're such animals that you get one in us, and I don't care if it's 2 or 4 or 8. I want another one.
All right, let me read another P from Sean Page. Sean Page. Pet peeve. I have a roommate that constantly asks my permission to use this or that appliance in the kitchen, or also ask if it's cool to cook something. Is it cool if I microwave this or that? Which I always reply, yeah, sure, I don't care every time. But all I really want to say is, yes, please, by all means, cook and eat where you live. Why are you constantly asking my permission? What's next? Are you going to ask me where to use the can?
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. My only question is it your appliances? Maybe that's why he's asking. I don't know.
Well, this goes to show that you can be too much of anything. You can be too mean and eat all the food and be a dick and not pay rent, or you can be too nice. So there's always a gooey middle, and this guy's going too nice, and it does.
Too nice is annoying. Too nice is annoying.
I agree,
because it doesn't seem sincere. It seems like they're like trying to be like get points for being that nice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm with it. It seems weird. Like, what are you doing? Take it easy. We live together.
He's got a couple Recs too, which we haven't done Recs this up either. But he goes, Sort of Trust with Mark Maron and Jillian Bell. Funny comedy about Maron being pawn shop owner in Birmingham, Alabama. Never heard of it, but
No.
obviously we know Marin.
Yes.
1917,
Huh.
the recent Sam Mendes movie, brutal,
Oh,
action packed. Yeah, it
loved
was
it.
great.
Saw
Yeah,
that in the theater.
it's the last movie I saw in the theater. I think.
Whoa. Wow.
Have you been to a movie theater
I
recently?
haven't. I have not. And I'm a big movie douche. I love going to the movies, the whole thing, but no, I haven't. I can't wait to go back. I hope they always say movie theaters are over, that's going to die, they're all going away, and I hope they don't.
No, they won't. People want to go. People want to get out of their house. I don't care how cool your entertainment center is at home. You want to go out and see
It's true.
and do things and see. It doesn't count as a date if you take your girl to your apartment and watch a movie. It counts as a
Right.
date though if you take her to the fucking Regal Cinema or whatever. I mean, that's a date.
That's a date. You got to tear a ticket. That's the only reason it's a date. But it is kind of crazy that you have a movie theater screen in your house, basically. These people have like 57-inch TVs and shit now at their house, like poor people do. You know,
Yeah.
it's a different world. So the movie theater used to be exciting, but now it's like I got the shit at home and I got food and booze. So
Yeah, but dude, not that I want to see King Kong versus Godzilla, but that's not a movie you want to watch at home.
I agree. I'm with you. I love the experience. I love the popcorn smell. I love the weird seats and the candy. I'm into it.
I like a movie theater. Like there was one that closed down by me, man. But they sold at the snack bar. They had cashews.
Ooh.
You know you're getting a good movie selection at a theater that sells cashews. You're getting some foreign flicks. You're getting some indies.
Yeah.
Love a
geez.
theater with cashews. You look at the snacks you're getting at that bar. You're getting some good shit.
If they get a seltzer gun, you might live there.
Got Spindrift behind the bar.
All right, I got a parking pet peeve from Donnie Mustachio. When you're searching for a parking space and roll up on a guy getting in his car, you wait for him to pull out and he gets in and just sits there looking at his phone. At least wave at me before you get in to let me know you're not planning on leaving, you douche. Donnie.
Yeah. This is not, I don't really relate to this one because city guy, but it sounds like a douche move.
Yeah, that is interesting. I get it because two things. One, sometimes people feel like, oh, this guy's waiting on me. I kind of like it. I kind of like sitting here because I have something that he wants and it gives you a little jolt of power, which is sad, but hey, human nature. And then sometimes I do that too. I get in my car. I'm like, well, I just want to look at my phone for a minute before I seatbelt and drive for a half an hour. You want to like check everything before you go. You want to put the address in of your GPS, whatever it is.
True.
I get that.
But yeah, if it's a long time, that's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I'm the guy. If somebody's waiting, I'm like, I don't even look. I'm sorry. I'll get out. You know,
You're a pleaser, man.
a pleaser. It's not a good way to
People
live.
pleaser.
Yeah. All right. Should we wrap this thing up? I could read 10 more emails. Oh,
yeah.
geez.
Should we do one? Let's do one more email. We should do our Rex and our jokes too.
Oh, geez. I've been rambling. I'm sorry.
Well, it's been fun, man. Yeah. What do you got for a rec?
Well, I'm 20 minutes into this Tina Turner doc and I'm loving it.
Oh fuck. HBO's got so much good shit.
HBO is killing it. HBO is always the best network. Netflix has a lot of stuff. I get it, but they have a lot of shit too. I feel like HBO is top tier shit to good, whereas Netflix is like the shit outweighs the good.
Yeah, man. I've not seen. I saw the trailer for it. It looked great.
Oh man, I mean they go all in on Ike hitting her and everything, and he's no joke.
Damn. My rec was also HBO. I was gonna go QAnon doc.
Ooh, tell me about that.
It's great. I don't even know if it's that well made a doc. It doesn't really have like a focused point, but the characters are so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it's the first time watching anything where I'm looking at people on screen where I feel decent about my posture. These people are fucking disasters. No, it's good. It's fascinating, man. It's all over the place. There's people that made this weird website, 8chan, in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, they did a New York Times thing about it a while back, but they go into pretty hardcore detail, and the people, like, there's like 4 characters that could be Bond villains in this shit. Like, there's so many. It's worth a check. It's like, I think 4 up. I think they just released the last 2 tonight, so maybe I'll watch them before bed.
All right. Oh, it's a series.
Yeah, it's, I think 6 parts total.
Ooh, I love
It's
it.
good
I
though.
mean,
It flies by.
Q has had a moment. Q is like, they were this weird fringe psycho group, and now it's like it's on CNN talks about them. They're in their documentary. It's kind of in the mainstream.
Yeah, Matt Ruby had a great line the other night. He called Free Britney gay QAnon.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, it's good. It's worth a watch, man. I dug it. I don't want to give away too much, but it's solid. You got a bit?
I got a bit. Tell me to go fuck myself if this has been done. But so it's a kind of a layered bit about how sex workers, there's like a real weird new push, like supporting sex workers, which I like, because sex workers are the only thing people give money to that they're quiet about. You know, it's like, oh, I love BLM, or I love trans rights, or I love whatever, climate change. So they have to let you know that they're giving money to it. But sex workers are like, I'm going to keep this one quiet. You know, like I've been giving money to them for decades. Haven't told anyone. What a hero. I'm an activist. I'm giving out jobs. Something to that.
It's fast. I like that a lot. I think there's something about a lot of the people who support sex workers. They're like, I support sex workers. We'd be like, yeah, we already know. We can tell.
Right.
You're wearing
right.
sweatpants on a Wednesday. We already, that's the uniform of the I support sex workers.
Yes.
It is funny that it's like, you know, man, so there's this basketball player. I'm going in another direction. I'm coming right back. Paul Pierce, he went on Instagram Live and he's smoking a blunt. He's with all these strippers.
Mm-hmm.
And he works for ESPN, you know, which is Disney owned.
Yeah.
And he's getting in trouble for it. He's just casually hanging out. But then it's like, you punish him, you're kind of being like, you hung out with not people.
Yes.
So there's something fucked up about that, I think, too.
I completely agree.
Women
do it too. Women are like, these sex workers are abused, and you're like, yeah, I got 2 last night. They're like, whoa, easy creep. You're like, wait, I thought they were a hero. I thought I was a hero. Like, I'm helping them.
It's a weird gray area. It's a gray area.
It's a gray area, which is great for comedy. So that's the bit.
I think maybe the difference is that a lot of people who I think got into sex work, there's some trauma, but shit, you could say the same about comedy, right? I mean,
ooh, yeah, of course.
Or any form of entertainment.
Yeah, politics, anything. Yeah, I get this trauma, but that's not me. I'm just giving them money. Like, I'm supporting them. I'm giving them jobs. I'm employing. It's a fascinating thing because I think there's a lot of people full of shit. Like, we got to help these sex workers. They're down and out. They're getting hurt. And you're like, yeah, I'm helping them. I'm keeping the lights on. But then
are they hurting? I feel like OnlyFans has gone through the roof. Aren't they doing well? I feel like every article I see is like OnlyFans, like got this. I feel like there's like it'll be like a nurse, and she's like, "Yeah, I can't survive on my nurse's wage, but I have an OnlyFans."
Yeah, by the way, that's female privilege. A guy could never do that. Hey, I'll show my asshole. Can I get 6 million? That's the Catch Me Outside girl. She got 6 million in a day or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Really? $6 million?
That's a headline. That's a news story. 6 million in a day.
Wow.
Give it a goog.
Damn.
But, yeah, so it's like this weird thing of like, hey, don't objectify women, but unless I want your money, then objectify me and give me the money, or whatever it is. It's all very gray. It's blurry. It's muddy waters.
It's fucking muddy, man.
Yeah. So then I do this whole thing in the bit where, remember this old saying you hear a lot from old guys where they go, these prostitutes, you're not paying for the sex. You're paying for them to leave. And then I'm like, no, you're paying for the sex. They want to leave. They're leaving for free. Like, you pay a hobo to leave. You know, hey, can I get $1? No, I get away from you. Come on, $1. All right, here, get the hell out of here. You're not fucking the hobo behind a dumpster. You know,
I go up to women in bars and they leave instantly. I ain't paying for that.
Yeah.
And then you
yes.
go, well, actually, I did. I bought her a drink, so I did pay for that. But
right. but
No, that's a great premise. I love that
there's,
angle.
there's something there. Yeah, you're paying for them to leave, and then I go into a whole thing with that. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. It's brand new.
Damn. This is all interesting. Yeah, it's funny. Black Lives Matter. Maybe the problem is sex workers are not being beaten up by the police. They're being fucked by them.
Ooh, that's good. That's
I
good.
don't know.
Because trans rights matter, but they're not being beat up by police, I don't think.
But they are being beaten up. They are.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're hate crimes for sure.
But there's some trans prostitutes. So if you're into that, you're helping them. All right. This is dicey.
Now I think we're going in a weird area. I think the joke, I think the bit is like that it's the one thing you can't, we're getting away from the bit. It's the one thing you can't really be proud of.
Yes. Yes.
But then again, it's the only movement you jack off to.
Right, right. Huh. Yeah. Hookers. I mean, we even changed the name, which is a sign of progress for them. It's sex worker now. So they're and then with like the shooting, they're like in the limelight now. It's a hashtag. We got to help them. So I think they're getting some love, which is great, but they're the only group that you quietly support. You don't even want people to know you support them. You're anonymous.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have like a GoFundMe, do you want to show my name with sex workers? Absolutely not.
Yes, exactly. That's funny. All right, what do you got?
There's a lot here. So I got one idea I'm kicking around, I think is pretty fun, is I can tell you this, right? About so I say I'm in therapy and I drink, so I talk to professionals constantly, And people compare bartenders and therapists because they both listen, they both take your money, they both sometimes tell you when you have to go. But the difference is a bartender will throw you a free round.
Oh, I love this. This
right?
is great.
Therapists are never like, oh, you were molested? 30 minutes on the house.
Oh, that's killer.
All right. That's a new one. I think that's hidden, man. It did not get much tonight at the cellar,
Really?
but I think I've tried it twice. It killed Saturday. It did not. It got very little tonight.
Oh, that's big.
They were good, but they were a little stiff. Took me a minute. That's why I did some old ones tonight.
Yeah, there could be something too. Is like also the chance of me fucking this therapist are not great, but I think this bartender is showing me some love.
Something about asking for the number.
Right.
Yeah, both of them are like, please stop calling me at home.
Yeah. Buybacks is a big thing. Like, I hear you had a rough night. Here, take one on me. But that's true. There's no therapist giving you a free session.
Yeah.
Or extra time.
Bartenders.
They listen to you.
If you go too much, it's a little troubling. If you're like, yeah, I go 5. Either way, if you go 5 nights a week, people are like, oof, you've got some issues.
Right. Yeah, you're never. Is there a term like therapy-aholic in there or something? Like this guy's addicted to therapy. You're in AA or something. You're in like a meeting about going to too much therapy.
Something about like either way, you don't want to. I don't know. There's something here though.
Yeah. It's true because when you get drunk, you really open up and you really start talking about shit.
Yeah.
Maybe you combine it where therapists should get you drinking. Like if
so you open up even more.
Yeah, like if you're hitting a wall in therapy,
you open up more to a bartender.
Yeah, he's got a bar cart right here. He's like, hold on, we're not making a breakthrough, but this vodka will get you to a breakthrough. I don't know, but then
maybe there's something about bars, how like therapy, they tell you when you need to go, but bartenders, they tell you when you need to go. There's something there about like the boot, getting kicked out of both. I had that in the setup.
When you go too far in therapy, that's a breakthrough. When you go too far at the bar,
it's a headlock.
It's a headlock. Yeah. You broke through a table or something, you
Yeah.
got to go. But in therapy, they're trying to get you there. Isn't that weird about bars? They're like feeding you booze and then you black out and do crazy shit. And they're like, get him out of here. I'm like, you gave me a ton of
You gave it to me.
alcohol. Yeah. You gave it to me. That'd be like a therapist going, whoa, you talked about a guy blowing you in an alley? Get out of here. Like, you got this out of me.
I feel like I've had moments with Alan, my therapist, where he's been like, oof.
Really?
A couple times. There's something about either if you cry in either. They're like, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
my work here is done.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. There's a lot here. And how about this? You never tip a therapist. If you were tipping him, he might let you go longer. You're tipping the barkeep.
Interesting.
Yeah, therapist has never said, you know what, we got to close up, but come back to my place. We'll keep going. All right, that's a great bit. That's a biggie. That feels
It's
like
a hot app, man. Good
feels like a
times.
signature bit.
Good
Yes.
times. Keep subscribe, rate, review. Hit up the Patreon, which we already at over, I think we have 420 people on there. Brand new Patreon, so I'm loving it.
Nice.
Keep joining, and send us an email. We might be drunkpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We'll read them. We'll read more on the Patreon, but loving this.
Yeah, great stuff. Good talk. So I got a little toasty at the end there. This fucking fireside hit me hard. And tell us about some bourbon, some distilleries, some tequila, whatever you think. Let us know what we should do. We're clueless. We don't know how to sell a liquor or anything. So fill us in. Help us out.
Yeah, let us know what we can do.
Yeah, and we'll start selling that shit. And all right. Keep on keeping on. Keep trucking and queef it up. Keep drinking.